y'all, the way I have avoided talking about these topics when it comes down to Jeffree Star, y'all, I'm telling you, for the longest time, like, obviously, I know you guys tag me in these clips on TikTok, and y'all, I'm being so for real with you guys. I literally just go Stevie Wonder. I'm like, didn't see that, okay? Because sometimes, y'all, up on this channel, well, not sometimes, okay, all the time, I don't like talking about, like, deep stuff, okay, divisive stuff. And y'all know, if you guys have been up on my channel for a long time, like, I've been doing commentary for almost 6 years now, and everything has been so lighthearted. Sure, every now and then there may be like a really controversial topic or whatever, but like when it comes down to politics, I really have seen like, holy bejesus, y'all, this has become so ugly, so gross, so divisive. Like, people are just a bit much, and that's why I'm like, y'all, I don't want to talk about politics up on this channel, okay? And y'all know that, like, on the podcast, if you guys had watched the podcast before, which, damn, it's already been like a year and 7 months or something like that since I've uploaded over there. It's coming back in January, okay? Over there is like no limit to the topics of conversation over there, okay? Over here, I think that there is, okay? And the reason for that being is because this has always been lighthearted chisme gossip. Like, I don't want to talk about, political views and things like that. Like, sure, I may open up a little bit, on the podcast about a certain topic or whatever, but just over there. I feel like over here, it's just lighthearted stuff. And I feel like over here, this is kind of like, just a little gossip girls, and that's just it. As to where on the podcast, it's obviously more long format, and obviously there's going to be way more topics of conversation, and I just don't like that over here. However, since I am not getting into the podcast until January, I think, I don't know exactly when I'll upload the first, episode, but you guys will see. I feel like this is going to be way old news, because low-key, it's kind of already old news, because I was looking at some of my tags today, and I was like, oh, damn, like, people were tagging me in this, like, 2 weeks ago, okay? And I was like, well, I kind of do want to talk about this topic of conversation, because when it comes down to Lily Tino, y'all, look, if you guys are on the Patreon, you guys have heard me talk about Lily Tino before. I've made some Patreon exclusive videos. I'm going to be so for real with you guys. I specifically did that on Patreon because I was like, okay, let me not talk about this publicly, because I know that I'm going to, offend some people. But you know what? At the end of the day, moving forward, y'all know, okay? I said, if it gets me canceled, it gets me canceled. If people hate me, they hate me, whatever. It is what it is. At the end of the day, this is my channel. It's my thoughts. It's my opinions. And I really do think us as a society, like, we need to get a little bit more comfortable with being able to agree to disagree. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like I have tried so hard to, like, not, talk about these very touchy topics, because people get, like, real cray-cray, Like, y'all know I even said it before, like, Jeffree Star was getting canceled, like, I don't know how many months ago. He had came out and he claimed that he voted for Donald Trump. And I had said it within a video. I was like, oh, he's getting canceled for this or whatever. But I was like, you guys, at the end of the day, like, let him vote for whoever the hell he wants to vote for. Like, we have the freedom to choose or whatever. Oh my God. Oh my God, y'all. Jesus Lord. Everyone was coming for me sideways. I was sitting over here like, you guys, like, at the end of the day, like, more than half of the voting class voted for him. Do you know what I mean? So what are we going to do? Like, freaking get out there and go to war with the 77 million people in this country that voted for him? Do you know what I mean? Like, to me, that's just a little bit crazy. And I think that everybody needs to learn to chill out. You know what I mean? And y'all, I can't even believe what I'm about to say is, like, going to be so controversial to you guys. But you guys, I have some Republican family members who are, like, literally the best people in my life. Okay. And I have some liberal family members who are, like, the best people in my life. Like, I've always said this, you guys, if you guys have paid attention to, me talking about my family and me talking about family gatherings and stuff, like, I think I grew up really privileged in the aspect of having such a diverse family, to where, y'all, like, my liberal family members, okay, can sit there and talk to the most conservative. Like, there's one conservative family member of mine that's just bad, okay? Like, if I'm being so for with you guys, like, very anti-gay, very this. And you know what's so crazy is me, I'm just so like, oh, okay, like, that's your opinions. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and, like, bash her and freaking cuss her out or whatever. I'm like, okay, girl, you feel that way, good for you. Like, I don't, like, whatever, like, your opinion doesn't matter to me. You know what I mean? Ooh, damn, I hit the mic. And y'all, I'm telling you, my liberal, like, freaking family member who's super liberal can have a conversation with her, agree to disagree, and that's just it. Like, so I grew up thinking that that's normal and healthy, which I still till this day think that it should be normal and healthy. But I see now on social media, like, holy Jesus, like, people are like, oh, if that person's a Republican, cancel them. Like, I can't believe you're friends with a Republican. I'm like, you guys, this is getting a little scary here, okay? It's getting a little scary, and to me, I'm just kind of like, whoa, like, I have said this before, y'all, I will be friends with a Republican, with a liberal, I'll be friends with a Muslim, with a Jewish person, like, y'all, that's just who I am. I don't give a shit about all of this stuff. I think at the end of the day, there are some really good Republicans out there. There's some really good liberals out there. There's some really bad Republicans out there. There's some really bad liberals out there. And that's just it. You know what I mean? Like, there's a bad apple in every bunch. You know what I'm saying? So that got me canceled for even saying about Jeffree Star. I was like, how is that considered controversial? I'm like, you guys, like, let's go ahead and wake up to reality. Like, he won the election. So I'm like, clearly, like, you know what I mean? There's millions of people that support him. So I'm like, okay, it's really not that deep if Jeffree Star does it. And whoa, Jesus Lord. I was like, oh my God, y'all, people were coming for me. But that's why I try to avoid these topics. But I know moving forward, obviously, that I'm like, I can't always avoid this type of avoid this type of, topic of conversation. So it is what it is. Today, though, okay, we're going to be talking about Lily Tino, and this I have even avoided, okay, because I am not a trans person. And I have to tell you guys, so when I was in my early teens, I would say from 21 to I guess early to late teens then, because I would say between like 21 and 28. I had a group of trans girlfriends, okay, and we would, first of all, because I used to wear, if you guys know back in the day, I used to wear full face of makeup, okay, and what's so crazy too is how even time has progressed, like within our group of friends, like low key. So there was 2 cross dresser friends, and then the rest were actual like trans girls, and then there was like me who low key I didn't even dress androgynous. I dressed, kind of manly or whatever, but with full face of makeup though. You know what I mean? And we would all call ourselves T-girls or whatever. And it's so crazy because I'm like, y'all, like, people would even cancel me because back then, like, low key, like, we would call her, y'all know what the T stands for. You know what I mean? Like, there's probably even tagged photos with me with this bunch of people who would call ourselves the T girls. And it's like, obviously, moving forward in society, everyone's like, oh, that word's offensive. And I'm like, that's so crazy because in my bubble of friends, it was not. Like, that's what we called ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to topics of conversation, talking about Lily Tino, I would love to, hear from trans people out there because I do got to keep it with you guys. In my opinion, okay, and that opinion could be changed, but as of right now, and y'all know, for those of you on the Patreon, I talked about Lily Tino before. I think that Lily Tino is very dangerous to the trans community. I'm sorry, that's my opinion. If it gets me canceled, it gets me canceled. So my opinion for that is because I think that she is extremely problematic. If you guys have seen Lily Tino before, she goes out there and she like gets misgendered in other countries and tries to get comped meals for that. So to me, it seems like she's just rage baiting, that she's just out there trying to get people to react towards her. If you guys had seen recently, she's over here taking videos in the bathroom. Like, y'all, like, it's just a bit much. And the reason why I truly believe, and like I said, this opinion can be changed because if Lily changes and owns up to her faults, which, by the way, I like how she took some time off of social media. She came back and still low-key kind of like doubled down on everything. I was like, okay, well, you're clearly just a rage baiter. But in my personal opinion, I think that she is doing more damage towards the trans community than she is doing help. Talking about very inappropriate things at Disneyland where there are little kids present. I am so sorry, but when you're, 6 or 7 years old, like, y'all, if you guys know what I'm talking about, when she busted out the marshmallow wand and the tube and blah blah, I was like, why are you talking about this at Disneyland? Oh my God, you're talking about private area surgery in Disneyland. Like, to me, it's like you're doing way more damage because now people are looking at Lily and thinking that Lily is like the voice of the trans community. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm like, oh my God, like, every trans woman I know is not like that. Like, oh my gosh, they just want to be a normal woman functioning in society. They don't go out there and do all this rage bait type of shit and be, you misgendered me, give me a free meal. It's like, whoa, like, I think that she's such a bad representation. I'm so sorry. I'll die on that hill until she changes. I'm so sorry. That's my opinion. Okay. If it gets me canceled, it gets me canceled. That's just it. So when Jeffree Star speaks out about Lily Tino, I'm sorry. Okay. About this specific topic, I agree. I really do agree because I feel like at the end of the day, like, and y'all, even trans people within my family are like, oh my God, I can't stand this person because they're making us all look bad. I'm like, yeah, like, I'm sorry. They really are. Like, sorry, not they, but y'all, I'm gonna be so real with you guys. Okay, going into this, I struggled a little bit because I was like, a lot of people refer to Lily Tino as they. So I'm like, I don't know if she identifies as Lily, but then she came out as a trans woman. So I'm like, to me, can you be a trans woman they? Learning lesson, y'all. Oh my gosh. Literally at the time of me filming this video, I made a post onto Instagram. I was like, okay, I can't keep up anymore, you guys. Like, oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind because somebody had, from a girl group, I think, had came out as trans, mask, non-binary. And I was like, oh, y'all, I can't keep up. So low key, I'm like, I'm getting a little confused. Okay, so I apologize if I got Lily's pronouns wrong, but I'm so sorry, y'all. It's just my opinion that I think that she is doing more damage for the trans community than help, okay? That's just my opinion. And from everything that I've seen, from all the rage baiting and just getting so many people, like, just pissed off at her, I'm like, oh my God, you're making the trans girls look really bad. And I have seen countless, and I swear to God, I mean countless trans women speak out against her and say, this is not a representation of who we are. You know what I mean? And to me, that's why I'm like, I listen to those voices. And even within my family of people saying, oh my gosh, I can't stand this person. I'm like, damn, like more people need to speak out against her. So maybe this is a hot take of mine, okay? But I think that Jeffree Star speaking out about that maybe a little bit good. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm like, whoa, I don't know. Lily is making the trans girls look real bad, okay? Because then people walk out there with a chip on their shoulder thinking that like every trans person is just out there talking about very inappropriate things at Disneyland, which I've never seen that in my life. And then, you know, you have people out there thinking, oh my gosh, like, there's trans women out there that are going to restaurants, and if they get misgendered, they're just looking for a free meal. I'm like, that's not the case, like at all. Do you know what I mean? Like at all. Like clearly, Lily is just a rage baiter, in my opinion. Okay. Anyways, before playing that clip, okay, which I'm sure you guys probably have already seen by now, I do want to go ahead and play this clip that was floating around that somebody tagged me in. This is old, okay? Some people are alleging that Jeffree Star was doing a little snow. Okay, if y'all don't know what snow means, it means cocaine. Okay, letting y'all know, I don't know. This is floating around. It was blowing up at the time of me filming this video, actually just like a couple hours ago. Okay, and I was like, oh, luckily somebody tagged me in it because I was like, oh, everyone's saying that he went off of his live. It does look a little peculiar, okay? This is old. I don't know why it's barely like popping up, but I'm like, it does look a little suspect if I'm keeping it a buck with you guys, because I'm like, well, he's over there, he goes off camera, and then he comes back and he's like snorting and he's like, oh, my allergies. I'm like, oh, damn. So I wanted to play this for you guys just because we're talking about Jeffree Star. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that he was doing that? I don't know. Like, it does look a little strange, but obviously everything, you know, could just look like that and it could just be a coincidence. Check out this clip.
What allergies, you guys?
Okay, so y'all are gonna have to let me know about that clip right there, which I know obviously it could be so misconstrued and taken out of context. I'm sure I've probably done some things on live before that may look a little bit sketchy too. Y'all know that, y'all, when I'm on live, I gotta pee a lot, you know what I mean? Or if I like lean over, you know, to like play with my sister's dog or something like that, like, you know what I mean? I know it could totally be misconstrued, but it does look like it. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, wow, maybe he was taking a little bumpy bump. You know what I mean? Anyways, let's go ahead and get into this podcast right here from the Him and Her podcast. I want to go ahead and play the clip, the portion to where Jeffree was talking about Lily, and I'm like, well, damn. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people, because you know what? I have to say this. A lot of people were getting out there and calling Jeffree transphobic specifically for this, and I was like, but you guys, like, when you actually know, like, trans women, like, and you hear them say, like, oh my gosh, this is not a representation of us, like, it's kind of sucks, you know what I mean? So that's why to me, I'm like, wait, why is he being labeled as transphobic, you know, for this? Like, Jeffree has several trans friends and always has throughout the years. And I'm like, look how he looks, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to defend him in any type of way, because y'all know I've had some opinions about Jeffree, but I just feel like within this topic, I'm like, I don't think that makes him, you know, transphobic, because if you guys know Lily Tino, if you guys have seen Lily Tino and seen all, y'all literally just go onto TikTok and type in Lily Tino compilation. Oh my gosh, why can't I say that word ever? Compilation. You guys can see all the times that she has rage baited and how many times that she has looked for free meals and complained. It's like, there's so many people out there that are trans that are like, no, this is not who we are. I don't like her speaking for us. You know what I mean? Because everyone thinks that like, oh, she's the, you know, voice of the trans community. So I'm like, wait, like, I don't know. I don't think that this labels him as a transphobe, but that's what everybody was saying. I don't know. Y'all have to let me know your thoughts on that, but go ahead and check out this clip.
Piece of shit named Lily Tino, who is pretending to be trans and recently went into the women's restroom at Disneyland. Disneyland's for children. Yes, there's adults that like Disney. We know that. And the camera's rolling. I'm sorry. There's a 7-year-old that just walked behind you. Why the f are you in a little training bra and lipstick, clearly with a man's voice, in the women's restroom filming? Rage bait, attention. These things did not exist 10 years ago. So people love to misconstrue what I said, and that's really what I meant. And I think that we should be protecting women and children at all costs these days with so many weirdos out there on the internet.
Listen, there might be some people that don't have any ill will or any harm, but like, I just like, why create the environment where there is the possibility of, like, so say 100 people would never do anything wrong, but there's the one that will.
That's
why create the environment where that one that will has an easier time to do that?
So yeah, that's what he had to say right there, which, you know, I have to say a lot of the times with Jeffree Star, I feel like it's his delivery that just comes across as so abrasive that people get a little bit jarred and like triggered by. Do you know what I mean? But when you know, actually know who Lily Tino is, I'm like, well, low key, I'm like, damn, maybe I don't agree exactly with his wording on things. But I do have to say, when it comes down to Lily Tino specifically and Lily Tino being a rage baiter, I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys, like, I'm sorry, but I really do think that more people need to publicly speak out about people like Lily, because that's just such a bad representation of the trans community. And when you have a person like that going out there and talking about all this inappropriate stuff and acting this way and trying to get comped mills, you know, for being misgendered, to me, it's putting a really bad image out there towards the trans community, because you obviously have very ignorant people in the world who then go out there and think that every trans person acts that way, which is obviously a very ignorant train of thought. But there are people out there like that, and it's just like, oh my gosh, it's very unfortunate. And I don't know, I think that more people need to speak out about her, because oh my Lord, y'all, every clip that I see of her is complaining, nagging, talking about something really inappropriate. Like the whole Disneyland thing, to me, I'm so sorry. Like, that was wild. I was like, why are you talking about this at Disneyland? Why are you talking at Disneyland? Like, oh my God, there's like little kids running around and you're talking about peepees and vajayjays. Like, what's going on here? That's like, no. Like, to me, that's just crossing the line. You know what I mean? But that's my little 2 cents on the topic. Make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Girl Scout.